What do you mean he was not viewing the crime from the hotel? If he was not in the hotel, where could he have been? In the law offices of Fay & Co., of course. More specifically, he was standing here. This is where he was. Look. When the victim ran for the door, if he was watching from this point, to him it would appear that she ran to the left. Huh, please. This is no time for jokes and ill tastes. That is where the killer was standing. Mr. Banana, what are you suggesting?
Rapscallion!
Objection! The postulations of the defense are a distortion of the truth, Your Honor. Indeed, they do seem a bit far-fetched.
Oh, you provide us with so much entertainment, Mr. Lawyer.
Why is this numbskull laughing at me?
The hilarity of the moment made me remember something. It appears I have been unclear, and for this I apologize. Mr. Your Honor, might I be allowed to testify once more?
Very well. Let's hear your revised testimony.
Good luck. You can't fix a broken testimony, buddy.
Ms. May's testimony was correct, as was mine. When you assaulted the girl, she first ran to the left, and then you hit her, savagely. That is what I saw. Next, with the last of her strength, she ran to the right. You chased her and delivered the final blow. That is what Miss May saw. You see, you hit her twice. Don't you remember, Mr. Wright?
That does seem to make sense. Will you be cross-examining the witness testimony?
You bet I will. Yes, Your Honor. And also, objection! Mr. White, the victim died from a single blow.
You say what?
What do you have to say to that? Now's my chance to hit him where it counts. Mr. White, wasn't it you who told this court you were positively perfect? Hard to say.
I will refrain from using that phrase from now on.
Your Honor, if you could ask the witness for a new testimony.
The witness is obviously confused, Your Honor. I would like to request a 10-minute break. Yes, quite.
The witness is confused because he's lying. I empathically request that there be no break, Your Honor.
Very well. If the witness would care to revise his testimony.
The crowd's on my side. No slipping your way out of this one now, Mr. White.
Mr. White?
Okay.
Well, see, I looked at the other window when I heard that thing fall. Then, the next moment, I saw Miss Mia run to the left. The killer, him, attacked her, but she dodged. And then she turned and ran for the door. Then you did her in with a single blow. Thwop! Thwop indeed. Very well, you may begin with the cross-examination.
Mr. Your Honor, my stomach, you see, it's hurtin'.
Deal with it. This is almost over.
Well,
Mr. White, you said that thing fall. What exactly was that thing?
The glass light stand.
Right, the thing that Mr. Wright told me about. The one that fell over at the scene. Mr. White.
What?
You're saying you saw the glass light stand?
Yes?
Then change your testimony to reflect that.
Sorry, my bad. The witness will revise his testimony. Okay, of course. A light stand was lying on the floor when I looked.
Mr. White, it was impossible for you to have seen the light stand.
What?
The broken light stand fell to pieces beyond all recognition. Just by seeing the broken pieces, you would have no idea it was a light stand. So tell me exactly, when was it you saw the stand? Answer the question.
Isn't it obvious? I saw the stand before it fell over.
So you saw the stand before the victim was attacked then?
Correct. That would be no problemo, would it?
There's a big problemo here.
What problemo is this?
Mr. White, let me make sure I get this straight. You saw the glass light stand through the window from the hotel before the incident occurred?
Correct. That is so. It's conclusive, definitive, undeniable, unimpeachable.
No, it's impossible. You couldn't have seen the stand.
What? Why couldn't he? You have proof?
I sure do, Your Honor. A person in the hotel could not have seen the stand before it fell. Look at this.
These are the floor plans to the scene of the murder, yes?
Correct, Your Honor. Now look. If you were to look through the window into the office, this is the area you would be able to see. Here. Well, note that the stand was not visible here in the area. Well, Mr. White, what do you have to say to that?
Ridiculousity.
Mr. White, if you were in the Gatewater Hotel as you claim, you could not have seen the stand before it fell over. In fact, you wouldn't have been able to see it after it fell either. There's no way you could have recognized the broken shards as a glass light stand. So when did you see the stand, Mr. White? You must have seen it from the moment that it fell, and the only place you could have seen that from is inside the Fay Law offices. In other words, you were at the scene of the crime when the murder took place.
Mr. White?
Mr. White? You did it, didn't you?
Mr. Your Honor, Miss Mia,
Looks like we're about to get our verdict.
Objection!
That's far enough, Tanner Banana.
What? I forgot about Edgeworth.
Mr. White? I think the time has come now. Shouldn't you confess your crime?
What?
I said you should confess your crime. Ergo, confess that you placed the wiretap. The wiretap?
Order in the court. Mr. Edgeworth, please explain to us what you mean by this.
Distinguished members of the court, Mr. White is slightly confused, so please allow me to explain. I really don't like the way this is headed. As you may know, Mr. White is the CEO of Blue Corp. He ordered his secretary, Miss April May, to tap the law offices of Miss Fay.
What does that have to do with...
Your Honor, the question is,
When was the wiretap placed in the office, and by whom?
No, you wouldn't.
Mr. White, in order to place the wiretap, you entered Miss Fay's office. Am I correct? Correct. You are most correct, Miles.
Give me a break!
Yes! In order to place the wiretap, I breached the Fay & Co. law offices. That is when I saw that accursed light stand. Now I'm confused. Please explain to the court what all this means, Mr. Edgeworth. Gladly, Your Honor. Mr. Wright has made his position quite clear. He was determined that Mr. White knew the glass stand was in the office. He had shown that there was only one time Mr. White could have seen the stand. At the very moment of the murder. Thus, Mr. Banana would like you to believe that Mr. White was the murderer. I see. However, it is a fact that Mr. White had been to that office well before the murder took place. When he went to the place to wiretap, he could have seen the glass light stand then. Ergo, Mr. Tanner Banana's theory is revealed for the baseless conjecture it is. Mr. White, you will testify to the court about this wiretapping. Blingity bling bling bling. Leave it to me.
I feel faint.